I heard an incredible story this week. There was a Yerushalmi Yid, Eretz Yisrael, who decided he wanted to come to America to raise money, to raise funds for a chasana he was making for his daughter. Before going, he went to Rav Aaron Leib Steinman, the great Gadol Ador, and asked him his advice, should I go or should I not go? And Rav Aaron Leib heard him out and said, I think you should go, but on two conditions. What are the two conditions? One is that you make sure to be kaveh itim every day. You have to learn Torah while you're in America. And number two, whoever gives you a gift, you have to say a big thank you. And so the man heard the conditions and he was off to America. He was going around collecting, and he was thanking everyone for the small donations, the dollars, the 50 cents, the quarters. But he wasn't getting that far, and he made sure to learn every day. But he wasn't making much money. Someone told him, there's a rich neighborhood, go over there, maybe you'll have hatzlach, you'll have more success over there. So he goes to this wealthy neighborhood. He knocks on this door of this big house, this big mansion, and he says that he's collecting for a wedding. Chnosas Kala. He comes inside, an Israeli man greets him and talks to him and says, I hear, and all of a sudden a dog comes running out. This man owned the dog. The dog starts to bark, but in a friendly manner. And the man says, don't worry, he's not going to bite. He's well behaved. You don't have nothing to worry about. And after talking to him for a few minutes, the man then says, okay, I'm going to give you a donation. He pulls out a $10 bill. He hands it to the dog, who grabs it in his mouth, runs over to the Yerushalmi Yid and places the $10 bill in his hand. The Yerushalmi Yid remembered what Rav Aaron Leib had taught him. Always thank whoever gives you a donation, even if it's small. He thought perhaps he'd get a large donation, $100, $1,000. Here was his $10 donation. And he said, thank you so much. What a nice dog you have. What a good dog you have over here. And the man was smiling when he heard that. And then he said, you helped me understand the Gemara that I learned today. The Gemara says that a person should never raise a bad dog in his house. And I was wondering, what does it mean? A bad dog? Does it mean that there is a good dog? Something called a good dog? And here I see it's a good dog. It gave me tzedakah. What a great dog you have. The man was overjoyed. And he said, I want you to go across the street. There's a home across the street. Go tell the person who lives there exactly what you just told me about what you said about my dog. He says, okay, no problem. He didn't know what was going on, but fine. He goes across the street, another large house. He tells the person everything that happened in the last house he was, and he told him all about this good dog that he had met in the Gemara that he learned. The man said, wow, what a story, what a shot in the Gemara. Go back to that other house and call that person over here. He's like, what is going on? He goes back across the street, tells the person, come with me, he wants to meet you. When the two of them meet, they give each other a big hug, and they start schmoozing and laughing. And this man, this Yerushalmi Yid, doesn't know what's going on. And then the first man tells him that he met, he says, I want to tell you that this man, he's my father-in-law. I grew up in Israel, in Tel Aviv, and I always had a dog in my house. When I got engaged, my future father heard about that I'm going to have a dog. He couldn't believe it. He said, no, if you have a dog, he can never come into my home. And I had a strained relationship. But now that you told him that I have a good dog, he's happy. What a good dog I have. He's happy. And we made up. You made shalom in our home. And thereupon, they both wrote out a check for $18,000 each and sent the man off. He comes back to Eretz Yisrael, Yerushalmi Yid comes to Rav Aaron Leib Steinman, and he tells him the story about the donation that he got. And Rav Aaron Leib says to him, what's the lesson of the story? What do you think the lesson is? He says, I guess Hakaras HaTov. When you have Hakaras HaTov, you have success. He says, no. The lesson of the story is because you were connected to Hashem through your learning Torah every day. That's why you were matzliach. That's why you had your success.